Did you want waffles?
Good morning. Welcome to Warlocks and Waffles. We're here. So are you, hopefully. Unless you're not, in which case, hi.
Let us know what you thought of that intro. We've been workshopping and putting on one sticker. Hey, good morning. We're here. So are you? And it it circles around, and we keep paring it down. We're
spiraling.
We're down to like 2 spirals, but it's still like it might need to be trimmed down a lot. But we think with the focus groups, this might be good.
Oh my goodness, dude! I have done so many different sticker designs in the last week.
I need to jump on them because it's so funny because like I did the one that I did as a joke. You were like, yes, let's workshop it. Like, and I was just like, what? Are you short?
Junie, I sent a thing. Sticker Mule had this like flash sale thing where they were like, every day it's a different type of sticker for like a crazy discount. I was like, cool, let's get a bunch of different stickers so that we have like random sticker stuff that we can like put out for whatever. And so we were like getting them, and one of them was a circle sticker, and I was like, I don't know what I want that to be. Like, any ideas? And Junie sent back one that just said Warlocks and Waffles. It's a thing. And I was like, that's good. I like that. But apparently, Junie thought that was a joke, and I thought it was a serious answer. And so now we're locked in a heated debate over whether or not that should be the next design. Right now, the 3 that are like more or less finished is let's see here. I have my Down with Big Dungeon sticker. The I'm just a caffeinated disco ball sticker. The mimics can be bodies can be monsters, and monsters can be friends.
Really that feels like a shirt.
It does feel like a shirt. It'll probably be a shirt at some point. As of right now, playing with it, going on a sticker. The design's almost done. We'll see. We'll see what ends up going out on these stickers. There are several designs that are done that have not been ordered that could still be scrapped at the last minute. But yeah, welcome to the show. Good morning. It is a day, and we are here.
Yes, we're here. We are rejuvenated from the weekend.
Oh, is that what we're calling it?
That's what we're saying. It's because it was a good.
Is that the lie we're telling?
Because it was gonna be a good segue of like we're fixed. We fixed ourselves over the weekend, but now we're gonna break ourselves again in the morning. Like now,
I
it's
apologize
Monday.
for interrupting
It's fine.
your great transition.
You broke my segue. And speaking of broken, we're gonna be talking about broken characters. And when Hunter pitched this to me, it's once again he has this wealth of knowledge and experience, and I go, I have nothing to offer here. So what can I do? All I have is ludicrousness and just dumb things.
Every time I pitch Junie a new segment idea,
and they're always great. And it's just
the first response is always, I don't know, man. I have nothing to talk about on that. And I'm like, I have
I don't.
never had a conversation with you where you didn't have stuff to say on it.
I'm
Like,
sorry. I know I sound negative, Nancy, and I was like, that's not what I want to come across as. Just like I was like, just a heads up, and that's what I think it is. It's like gets
yeah.
lost in text. It's just like just a heads up. I won't have as much maybe.
Hmm.
So it'd be you carrying the episode more. Instead, it comes across as like it's just like, yeah, I don't know about that.
I don't know, man.
I don't
You
know.
want to talk about what?
You want to
I
talk
don't
about it?
think people aren't going to connect with that. Nobody has any stories about characters being made that were broken.
They're always
Like,
good.
they're all every character that has ever been created was fully and optimally balanced.
Yes, very good. Not just nothing ever went wrong
No,
in any of my
not at all.
games. So, but we're gonna go back and forth. He's gonna share an example, and then I was gonna present him with a character, see if it's cool, for the game that we're doing. He didn't give me any notes, but I'm sure it's fine. And then probably some GM notes on dealing with you phrased it really well on not. I think you had said something about not saying no, but working
Hmm.
with it. How'd
Hmm.
you phrase it?
I mean, I don't know. It was late.
All right, shit.
I
Let's reference the text message.
um
Why are you asking me questions in the morning on this
I
morning talk show?
said uh advice on how to run with it, not just ban it.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah,
So,
I like that. Yeah.
a way of wording it that definitely wasn't worth looking up.
No. I liked it specifically because I've had to do similar things with like I do a lot of games with teens,
Sure.
and it's teens that like know enough. Like when it's a younger kid or somebody that knows nothing, they're not coming in with something real crazy because they don't know enough. It's either
Hmm.
something slapdash or nothing. But sometimes when it's like somebody that knows a lot and it's their first time, or a teen that hasn't had those experiences of like restriction, they're coming in with something real hot and crazy
Hmm.
because they don't know better, or
Sure.
because it's just like, well, this is it. So I've had to do the way you phrased it of like, okay, but how about blank? You know what I mean? Like
Hmm.
we can maybe get there, or hey, maybe it's more like this, but you still got it. But tell us what's. I feel like you said you had a favorite that's currently like a
I
current
do have a
situation.
character who is this is the most broken character in my current game. And I will preface this with uh this character, the player who was making it, this started as a less broken build. But they and I were sitting on a call together making the character, and I can't help myself.
Of course, I
And
understand
so
that.
the character they originally pitched me is much less broken than what we've arrived at now. But I just kept like offering additions to it and like
Mhm.
suggesting changes and things. And where we ended is a little bit more broken. So this is a character named Raz Mataz. He is a bugbear, um, multi-classed paladin warlock. Um,
Good.
this is a paladin of the which one did we end up going with? Um, boop-a-doop-a-doo. Oath of Vengeance paladin.
Okay.
And a hexblade warlock. Um, on
Already
top
good.
on
Yeah.
top of that, two feats, uh, polearm
Mhm.
master and sentinel.
Oh, of course. Uh-huh.
Um,
Uh-huh. It's just building. I'm seeing this.
so I don't know how familiar you are with bugbears. Bugbears have a feature called Long Limbed, which is when you make a melee attack on your turn, your reach is 5 foot greater than normal. Polearm has the reach property. So Razmataz can hit things at 15 feet away from him with melee attacks.
My God.
He on all of those melee attacks can use his divine smite from his paladin stuff, and also because he is a hexblade warlock, we didn't need to put like any points into strength. because he is going to be an all charisma based caster, because he's both paladin and warlock. And with Hexblade, you can use your charisma modifier as
Yep.
your attack weapon, or attack weapon, as your like attack stat. So can hit them 15 feet away, uh, using charisma to hit, with a pole arm. And then because he has Sentinel, when things move, and because it's the combination of like Sentinel and Polearm Master, when things move into his threatened
Yeah.
area, he gets to hit them. So anytime things enter 15 feet away from him, he gets to hit it. And if he hits it because of Sentinel, their speed is reduced to 0. So things enter 15 feet away from him, he hits it, and they are stuck 15 feet away from him. They cannot get closer to him. Um, it's a lot.
Yeah.
There's
And don't you get
also
a reaction like when somebody attacks your friend? Like that's
yeah,
the
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So Sentinel, if you have an ally who is hit by a attack from a uh from a creature that is within, like, I think it's 5 feet on there, but because of the reach and stuff, we've extended
Mm.
it. So yeah, it's a whole thing. If somebody attacks one of his allies, then he gets to attack them. Bugbears also have surprise attacks, so they get 2d6 of extra damage on the creature if they hit it before it takes a turn in combat. They are naturally sneaky. They have the ability to lift substantially more than they should be able to. There's a lot of just
It's a lot.
fantastic stuff there. The Eldritch invocations we gave them are Grasp of Hadar, which is the one where when you hit them with an Eldritch Blast, you
You
can
can pull
pull
it
them 10
closer.
feet closer to you. And Agonizing Blast, so when he hits with a Eldritch Blast, he gets to add 5 to the damage dealt to it from his Charisma modifier.
Oh my God.
Yeah. He also has, because he's a Hexblade, he has Hexblade's Cursed. So as a bonus action, he can choose one creature he can see within 30 feet of it, curse it for a minute or until that target dies. And then against that cursed target, you gain a +3 bonus to damage rolls, score a critical hit on a 19 or a 20, and you regain HP if it dies. He also has the Divine Smites from his Paladin if he wants,
Yeah.
which is just a lot of fun, especially with a Warlock, because as he keeps leveling up, he has the Warlock spell slots, which will always be max level spell slots,
Mm.
that he could
Okay.
burn for them if he wanted to. And yeah,
So man, you can't do
there's
a
just a lot
first
of
level.
stuff.
So you can't do a first level smite, like, because what level? What's the? Because they're always max level. So I'm trying to think of
So
what it is.
his paladin spell slots will have like first level
Oh,
spell
that's right.
slots.
Okay.
But
Okay.
if he continues leveling up the warlock side,
Hmm.
there would just be like these much like larger spell slots that he can burn for smite if he wanted to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that is Razmataz. Currently, my favorite. Oh, he also has the dueling fighting style, which is just if you're wielding a melee weapon and no other weapons, you gain a +2 bonus.
What my you know what my favorite part about this is? You and I have done. You and I do the same thing where we go. You know, it would be cool
Hmm.
and do something that future us is like would be like, hey man, like, you know, are you sure? Like, are you know what I mean? Like, hey, are you positive?
Yeah,
Um,
we sure this is the move
but
you want to make?
this is it. Okay, all right, just make sure. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah. Uh, oh my god, the reach, the reach
The
on
reach is brutal.
and what weapon are they using?
A pole arm.
Like,
They're
what pole arm are they using? The
uh
spear?
a glaive.
Okay, but you gave them dueling.
I did give them dueling just because there's not really a polearm specific one. So they're
So they're
using
one
a
handed. They're one
they're one
handing the glaive type
yeah,
of thing. Yeah.
essentially.
Okay, I got
Yeah.
you. Yeah, I got you. That
He's
that's
he's a
that's always
bugbear,
the
so he's like
semantics.
big and he's got like the powerful build stuff. So I was like, yeah, sure, why
Yeah,
not?
it's one of those
Um,
semantics things where it's just like, you know,
yeah, it's
I
just
always I always
it's a
flavor like
specific
a character.
GM ruling for that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always flavor like, you know, oh, they're swinging it with one hand anyway.
Hmm.
You need two hands available for it,
Right.
because it's big and unwieldy, but you can be strong and do that. Have you encountered any? I don't want to say issues because you created this. Have you encountered anything that you were like, well, that like they overcame something that was supposed to be more challenging, or you know how like when it's like we'll present a path and then the
Hmm.
player takes that one route, it's like we didn't realize that or we didn't think about that,
Hmm.
so you presented something and then they were just like, yeah, but couldn't I just hit the button from like 14 feet away and like, Duke? You know what I mean? Like you're like, well,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess, yep, so yep, you do it.
Not so far.
Okay.
The closest would be we had a like the big boss fight for their game recently. And they just kind of chopped through it substantially quicker than I anticipated. The because he's essentially a garbage disposal. He just like walks forward in a swinging glaive, like
Yeah.
yeah, it's insane. He's a lawnmower. But yeah, not so far. There hasn't been anything that I've been like, I regret the choices I made. Because it's just it's a game. I like
Yeah. Yeah.
he's a fun dude.
The
I
now be Oh god.
I was gonna say I will say uh this character is substantially more optimized for combat than the entirety of the rest of the party, which is very entertaining because the rest of the party is this group of like kind of bumbling idiots. You know who you are. They're just this group of idiots. I've talked in the past about like my group that went 9 sessions without ever rolling initiative just because they would run away or like find a creative solution or something like that. This is also the same group that, as a group of level 6 characters, almost died to a couple swarms of bees, like just because they wouldn't fight them. This is that same group, and then I put this guy into it, and this character is like optimized. Like this is a character that is like, I will destroy anything you put in front of me. And so the boss fight was the first time that they had like seen him in combat
He got
since
to
he had
shine.
joined the group. And he just sort of like walked in and just started like chopping into people, to the point where like the bad guys who had like fought this group before and were prepared for this group but had no idea about this guy were like kind of panicked because he just started like chopping into people, and they were like, oh no. So like they're just burning spell slots trying to like restrain him or like trying to dominate him or stuff like that, and he's just like, nope. They did get him like restrained for a little while, which was good. But yeah, it was an unexpected turn to the fight for the bad guys. They were not prepared for Razmataz.
That's so good. I love it when there's like this secret thing that it's just like once this gets like comes out, then I can finally show like what's been happening. It's like
Hmm.
that the DM may know it and the player may know it, or it's just one of them knows it. But like just like it's like, oh, they've gotten a taste, but they haven't seen it. Um I know I underwent I know what it's like to be on the waiting end of this because I had a mounted combatant paladin with a goat. My goat got more airtime and flavor fun combat time without me on him.
Uh-huh.
Uh and then I don't know how many sessions before I even got to fight while he was on. The DM even separated us by like miles by putting it with a caravan. I was so pissed.
That's so
So
freaking
like,
funny though.
but you know what I mean? But like, but I put myself in a situation where like my cool shining fun thing was like I rely on my goat.
Uh-huh.
Yours was just like it's in him.
Mhm.
Again, it's just him. It's just the scenario needs to present itself
Right.
for the thing to come out. Um, Once I fought on my goat, I was like, watch this, y'all. And then it was like, we thought he was dangerous before. Now he's crazier. So like, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, how what was his strength like? Because I know you said like he was max charisma. What was his actual like strength score?
I mean, his strength isn't bad. He has he has very good stats. But his
Okay.
his strength is a 16.
Okay.
Which
All
is
right.
like
That's still
it's good.
yeah, okay.
But like his charisma's a 20.
Mhm.
So like he's very charismatic. I forgot this. For the background, we gave him a custom background that we made.
Mhm.
That is kind of taking the pirate background where it gives you the like bad reputation thing.
Mhm.
And like reflavoring it a bit. So we called it Brute Squad. And essentially what his like background was he was just kind of this like wandering like warrior like thug type thing.
Okay.
And then he wandered into this town the one day. It was just this tiny little village, and they were just kind of like running amok, and there was like bandits attacking and stuff. And he just like took out the bandits, and they were like, "Our hero," and he's just like, "You are horribly mismanaged." And then he just kind of declared himself the sheriff and stayed there, and was just like, "I'm in charge of making sure this place is run correctly now."
I will get this to where it needs to be.
Right. Uh, yeah, which I just thought was very, very entertaining. It's just a fun like background, but then because we reflavored pirate, the like feature that he gets is the bad reputation, where no matter where he goes, people are afraid of him due to his reputation. When you are in a settlement, you can get away with minor criminal offenses such as refusing to pay for food at a tavern or breaking down doors at a local shop, since most people will not report your activity to the authorities. But thank you for the resubscribe. But the way I've been playing it is like he would never like try and commit a crime. He would never like try and not pay for his stuff because he is the order. But like people
He
just
is
don't
the
charge
order.
him for things because they're like, uh, I don't it on the house, and he's like, people are so kind.
People just they just give me things.
People
Uh,
people at their heart are generous. Yeah, it's just I like him a lot. It's just
it,
a fun character.
that's so good. Uh, Now there's something I'm curious about.
Hmm.
Is the group that this with the going to your bugbear? Is the group that they're in? Do they all know each other?
I like do all the
Like, did they?
players know each
Go,
other?
yeah, did they start the game knowing each other
Yes.
beforehand?
So all of the other players knew each other. This guy was brought into that group. He knew one of the other players in the party, but
Okay.
didn't know everybody.
Okay. Now one of the things that can be divisive
Hmm.
when it comes to like quote unquote broken build
Hmm.
is not just like messing things up for the GM or something like that, but like taking something away from somebody else
Hmm.
or how has the group reacted to his sheer him being like essentially just a murder blender? Like are they all like, yeah, was anybody ever like I guess like, you know, I can't do it, you know, like I thought I could do it and now I'm just I have I guess my sword's just more like a butter knife.
Hmm. The thing with this group is that they are all very much in the like role play over mechanics side of things.
Okay.
And so like combat is not something we spend a ton of time doing. And because of that, they're like, "Oh, this guy is a weapon. Like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
he is a he is a nightmare for anybody we go up against. Fantastic.
They
Love
realize
that.
it's not supposed to be against them.
Right.
I guess he's not abusing it and
Right.
lording it over
Yeah.
them, because
Absolutely not.
those are all the
Yeah.
pitfalls that can
Yeah.
come about this.
He
Um,
is well, what's funny is he is a like multi-classed warlock paladin, right?
yeah.
Um in the group there is a warlock and a paladin. And so like theoretically he's
Yeah.
treading on two people's toes, but he's with the way we've built him, he is so like different than
Hmm.
them
He's built different. Yeah.
in the way that he plays. What's funny is that he like after going into combat with him, the paladin of the group was like, I want a pole arm. That seems cool. I want to get
I
a
want
pole arm. And
I
so
want to I want to do these things.
when he hit eighth level, and he got to like choose a feat and stuff, he was like, I'm gonna take. Hey Raz, are you cool if I also take polearm master? And we're just like both like polearm buddies on the field. So they both have polearm masters. They both are using glaives and just like chopping into people on the battlefield. So we've actually had the kind of the exact opposite thing of like nobody was upset that he was like there and able to do stuff.
You've been inspired
It
by
was
him.
more like they were like, oh, that's a cool thing. I want to be able to do that cool thing too. Yeah, it's a good time.
That's really good. I really like that,
Hmm.
because then it doesn't make it broken in that, like, it's broken in that, like, it's optimized. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But here's the thing: is that more broken or is that more optimized? Because when we
that is
think
the question, right?
because when we think of broken, what are they breaking? And it's either they're breaking, like they're exploiting a certain combination of things to get around something. They're breaking it so it's like, well, they're breaking the balance of fun. I can have fun, the DM can't have fun. You know what I mean? It's like, well, they just do this one very specific thing around all my stuff. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, okay, this is a survival campaign. And it's just like, all right, I made a character that doesn't need to eat or sleep or do anything else. And it's just
Right.
like, okay, that's now a broken character.
You're breaking the story. You're
There
breaking the intent behind things. Yeah.
there is in a lot of TCG, like card game stuff, I've discovered that there's a lot of the term broken becomes more of a, it was like, this is game breaking, and it became more, this is too good,
Mm, hmm.
but not in a necessarily like so good that it is now broken the game, but it's more of said like, oh man, that's broken, and in a like, that's really hard to overcome or whatever, but it is what it is now type of
Right.
thing. It's not like there's like the insinuation of it. It's just like broken is like, you have now derailed everything, you've broken the intent or the whatever else, and then it's like, oh
Hmm.
man, that's broken. And it's like, it's Razzmatazz is like broken, but not like,
Mm.
it's ruining anything. So it becomes more
He's broken.
optimized.
He's broken, but the emphasis is on bro.
That's good. That's really good. I really like that. Uh,
Yeah, he's my goal with broken characters is always like if you want to bring a broken character to the table, absolutely do it. Love like as long as it is not like cheating and it
yeah,
isn't like you have built it within the rules and stuff, absolutely do it. Um as long as as long as the intent behind it is like I'm going to build a character that can do like an insanely like cool thing or
hmm,
like I'm trying to emulate this one thing. The only time broken characters bother me are the ones where it's like, hey, I know that this is the story you're going to tell. So I have built this thing that will like actively like avoid uh the main challenges of the story you're going to try and tell.
hmm.
You good over there?
Yeah, I'm doing some things.
Yeah, I'm
Doing
watching
some
them
things here.
happen.
This has to do with my character thing. But
Oh
yeah,
no.
I don't want to distract you. I apologize.
It was so distracting. It got
I'm so
bright
sorry.
pink.
Yeah. It's all good.
But
I
yeah,
hope that everybody,
anytime
because you were saying good things, so I was
yeah,
just like, this is valuable.
anytime
I don't
somebody
want to take
wants
away
to
from it.
make anytime somebody wants to make a character that is like I have optimized them for this specific thing that I'm excited to be able to do. That's great. I love that. If you are making a character and you're like I want to like just break your game, that's a different
Hmm.
thing. It's the intent behind it. If you are making a broken character for a good reason, absolutely. If you are making a broken character with the intent of just making a broken character, that's a different intent. I also
Yeah.
find that if a party makes a bunch of broken characters and brings them to my game, it gives me incentive to also break all of the things that I'm throwing at them.
Well, that oh yeah, it's one of those, what is everybody buying into? And if everybody's on the same page and it's
Hmm.
like, all right, y'all say this is what's allowed, this is what's whatever, that means we both can do it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's the same thing where it's just like, oh, I roll crits this way or you roll this way. That means that the enemies can as well. Or if you can
Hmm.
use XYZ tactic, that means they can as well. So, it's one of those well, you do this, but they can go this route too. They've experienced you, and now they're gonna break their guys on yours. So now they're gonna just do ranged things at you all the time. Or now they've now there's two bugbears in a trench coat, so their reach is just over. It's like the same reach but from above.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's freaking good. I really like that. And the a lot of things you said was stuff I had to learn on the fly with people that like younger people. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
mhm,
Where it's trying to instill like, hey, like, you can like, rewarding creativity.
mhm.
Like I want you to have fun and enjoy a character, but
Yeah.
your dude that can do 15,000 things, that you didn't clear with me,
Mhm.
that's not going to let anybody else have fun.
Right.
uh if if you're newer and you try to do something too crazy too soon, you won't even learn how to play the game, because you won't even know how to use your guy, period, let
Mhm.
alone all these crazy features that are multi-stepped and situational and use very specific mechanics in XYZ. So it's 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 good to think of these things beforehand and know that, to recognize there's intent and not trash somebody,
Mhm.
because sometimes like it isn't the intent of, I want to mess with you and I want to mess with everybody else. It's
Right.
it's they made something not realizing how freaking broken it is.
Mhm.
It's full blown. They made something cool.
Mhm.
It's like,
Yeah.
this is cool. I found this on the internet and it sounded cool, and it's like, it is cool, but
And there's a difference between and I'm excited to get into your character, so I will make this quick. There's a difference between having a character that like you bring into a game and it's broken, and having a character that is in a game, and because of stuff that happens in the game and like things like that, it
it developed
develops
organically.
into broken.
Yep.
Like the example I would give is Maximus from our Humblewood game. um when he started was just a rogue. Like he was nothing fancy. He was just a rogue, little mouse boy. Had big hero complex, but like wasn't anything insane. Um, but then through the game, it seemed like these flying snake things were going to be like a major threat throughout, and so as we were leveling up I started building him out specifically to be able to like make these flying snakes a non-issue.
Yep.
So like all of my stuff got put into like I'm gonna take the jump spell and I need like boots of striding and springing and like all of this stuff. And then I took sentinel because I was like, I want to be able to jump up, like stab into this snake, or like have the snake provoke an opportunity attack from
Mm-hmm.
me, stab them and have them lose their speed so they fall out of the sky,
Mm-hmm.
so that we can like get him down to the ground so other people can hit him. And so like that was it. It didn't start as the intent of that character. He just kept having to evolve to like meet the new story problems. And like that is, do I think he ended broken? Yes. Was that ever my intention behind him? No. Um
It never felt uh it never felt to the point of like you were trying to jank him up or something like that.
mhm.
I would say the biggest curveball with Maximus was the we didn't know what the hell you were doing when you were leaning into your subclass. We were just like, what the hell? Like, because we were like, it was to the point where it's just like,
I
did something, we didn't know if like something
yeah,
happened, if there
yeah.
was like another thing going on.
For
So it's
those
just a
of you
matter of like,
who haven't seen it, about like 3/4 of the way through the campaign, I multi-classed into a homebrew warlock
start going
subclass.
feral, just started going
And
feral.
it was essentially just I got a little werewolfy, and would like get bloodlust in the middle of battle, and was like jumping around and ripping into people and stuff, and it was horrifying. Yeah, the number of times that Rosie messaged me during those games and was just like,
You all right, man?
"Are
You
you
good?
are you okay? Like, are you this? Are you like, did you take Blood Hunter? Did you take like
Oh, that was the
what is
biggest guess. It was
uh,
like, it's Blood Hunter, right? It's
Blood
Blood
Hunter
Hunter.
and Blood Hunter and just a really heavily flavored barbarian were the ones that people kept messaging me. But no, it was a warlock. It was a homebrew that had been made for Humblewood, called the Pact of the Predator, where you make this deal with like the spirits of the predators so that you are like not prey anymore. And got real werewolfy real quick. We didn't get to really even delve into it because the game ended pretty quickly after that. But at the point we were at when we got to the end of the campaign, um my like transformation that I would do in battle, originally the transformation would last 10 minutes. And at the point we were at when we ended, the transformation lasts for an hour.
Oh God.
That he would be like werewolfy. I was really looking forward to being able to play off the like I can't change back. There
Oh,
I don't have the ability to.
you were too old technically to do it, but we would have still played. I would have played up like the he's going through changes. This is just like really hardcore puberty.
Yeah.
Like he'll level out. He'll
Well,
level
it
out. We
it
all
would
we all
be
go through this.
it would be really entertaining to watch, like, the two of you were both, like, bird people, and Maximus is a mouse person, so you could just be like, is this a mammal thing?"
This is, I'm pretty sure they all do this. It's they
Oh,
go
man.
hormones. Uh yeah. Uh so yeah.
Let's hear it.
I'm,
Let's see
I'm gonna
this,
hit you. I'm gonna hit you.
let's see
I'm gonna
this
hit you with something.
swordsman you've built.
Yeah, I made a swordsman. We're gonna go to feudal Japan. Style of I just want cherry blossom trees and moonlight behind me for
Mhm.
no reason at all. Yeah, this is the way I want it right here. Nope, I like the other background. Anyway, we're gonna. I made you a character. His name is Kenshin. I know that doesn't mean anything to you. It's all good. Don't worry about it. It's my original character.
Mhm.
I'm just gonna DM it to you on Discord.
Yep.
Let me know what you think. Uh,
I already have an
if we have
idea
to
of where
pare it
this is
down,
going.
if this has to go down a little bit, I assumed it was a high level campaign.
Mhm.
So it's a higher level, not 20. Don't worry, I didn't go to 20. But I wanted to really like flex what I could do, and
Mhm.
I thought we were going hard. You know what I mean?
Send me the fucking
So
link.
I'm doing it. I'm doing it right now. Okay, it's there. I sent it to you.
Let's see this shit.
It's public, right? Please,
Okay.
I think it's public. Let me see if you see it.
Uh,
Uh, are you good? Are you
I
good?
I have it pulled up.
Okay. This is Kenshin. This is Kenshin Himura, the Batosai.
Mhm.
He's human. It's just a human fighter. I
Yeah.
figured that was okay. Um, it is he's it's level 18.
Uh-huh.
I figured that was because we were gonna go up there. I figured he's got a negative constitution. He's got an average intelligence.
Mhm.
Minimum stat things. He's quick though. He's quick on the draw. So he's got a quicker sword stat situation there. Actually, you know what? I just realized something. Actually, yeah. Long swords use strength. Long swords aren't versatile and use their dexterity. Uh
Mhm.
yeah. So I just had to fix something real quick. Uh and then mm,
You and I had
uh-huh.
very different approaches to broken characters.
There we go. I fixed it. You could refresh it because I had to modify something because he's his weapon it's actually like less deadly than you would think. It looks like a katana, but it's like blunt. It's a reverse blade sword. So he doesn't like to kill things. He doesn't like to hurt things.
Yeah.
So it's like bludgeoning. He hurt when he hits things. It hurts, but it's his way of trying to do less death and all that stuff. If he has to turn it around to cut, he will. But
Mhm.
so but it's still well made, so it's still like a +1. um but I took for my subclass. Did you see the features and traits, the subclass I took?
I'm looking at it.
Okay, yeah. So I got dueling is just one weapon,
Mhm.
and then the archetype is anime swordsman. Now listen,
Yep.
it's one of those things where it works. It's not too overpowered.
Mhm.
It's very situational. It's like whatever fits the story.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So it's one of those the same way where it's like develop organically, but it helps, just kind of like make sure we all flow in a direction and stuff like that. He was formerly like a manslayer. He was formerly like a really crazy killer, but he's reformed. He doesn't do that anymore. But all those skills and things are still like in him.
Uh-huh.
Um, so there's still going to be like that raw power, but he's reformed. He doesn't
Of
do any of that
course.
now. Um, uh, just I didn't go over the stats. He's got 14 strength. 18 dexterity. He's quicker.
Yeah.
Negative constitution. 0 intelligence. +2 wisdom. He's wise.
Yeah.
And +1 charisma. He can be intense or
Yeah.
charismatic at times.
The stats
Um,
are basic.
yeah, those stats are totally not crazy.
No.
Dueling, second wind, all the normal fighter stuff. This is where things get like, I guess I needed to clear with you.
Uh-huh.
But it's so for the first feature for this anime swordsman archetype here is let me see. I believe it was called Gloating
Gloating
Monologue.
monologue. Mhm.
Gloating Monologue. So this is just we all do it anyway. So
Sure.
it's just one of those things where it's like, all right, well, might as well make it, encourage role play in the game. So it's just as a bonus action, you turn uh, on your turn, you loudly and deliberately make a long-winded monologue aimed at a creature, explaining exactly how you've just gained the upper hand and how you've been holding back in some ridiculously obscure way.
Mhm.
Make a charisma or make an intimidation or performance check contested by the target's passive wisdom, which is a cool like a passive insight that I feel like that doesn't get used.
It
People don't
doesn't.
make checks like that unless it's the GM trying to sneak past somebody's passive
Uh-huh.
perception. So I think that's a cool mechanic that the GM gets to now play with.
Mhm.
So I think this is fun. This is making something fun for both of us.
Yeah, you're right. You're
Um,
doing me a favor by having
yeah,
this in there.
yes. So and if I succeed, I just get advantage on the hit. So it's just like I can, if I sacrifice my bonus action instead of doing something else, I could maybe give myself advantage.
Sure.
So then the next one is haunted
Haunted yet convenient past is
haunted yet
very
convenient past,
funny.
and that's my former manslayer
Uh-huh.
life that I've left behind, but I've learned how to read people. But I had to read targets and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that, but I just use it to read people. I have a few feats. The first one I picked was alert. That was so he wouldn't die escaping, evading capture or assassination attempts. So alert was, I felt, it kept him on his toes, makes him a little more initiative, like, focused, but it's not overpowering in that regard.
Mm-hmm.
Extra attack, that's normal. But he's reformed now, so he believes in the power of friendship, which is the next feature of this. When a creature drops one of your allies to 0 hit points, so if one of my friends get downed and I can
Mm-hmm.
see it, I go into a blind rage and attempt to revenge them. It's in all caps. I attempt
Yeah.
to revenge my ally. And then I get advantage on all melee attack rolls against the creature that downed my ally, and disadvantage on anything else. So it's
Sure.
almost like I've been compelled dueled. It's almost
Yeah.
like you cast compelled duel on me.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to fight you. And then if my friend gets back, I'm relieved, which usually happens. Very rarely does a character get downed and then they're just down like
Right.
forever. That's a TPK. So it's something I might not even get to use ever.
Sure.
I might
Yeah.
get a hit or two before
Mm-hmm.
somebody, the cleric or somebody just use healing word and just brings him back up, and I'm going to be relieved, and that's going to be it. Indomitable, normal. The next feature I get is plot armor.
Plot armor is very funny.
And rolling for a death saving throw. And I think this is balanced. This is I think incredibly balanced. When
Yeah.
rolling for a
Not
death saving
not
throw,
at all broken at all. Yeah.
no, rolling for a death saving throw. If I roll a 1
Mm-hmm.
instead of 2 death saves, it's just 1. And instead of just a natural 20, I get up and regain 1 hit point. It's a 19 or a 20,
Yeah.
which I think is like not, you're not adding any constitution or anything. It's just rolling for it. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
not crazy. The next feature is unstoppable, untapped potential. You gain a climbing speed equal to your walking speed. But that's like only on surfaces. Like I have to be moving. So I can't just I don't have spider climb or something like
Yep.
that. But if I'm running, I can kind of run on a wall or run up to meet somebody. So it's like you get a little bit of roguish monk thing. And given my speed, I think it's not like, oh, stretch. It's like, oh yeah, you move fast, but if you stop, you're gonna fall.
Mm-hmm.
And then the level 18 attack is the level 18 capstone thing is
Uh-huh.
ridiculously impractical ultimate attack.
Mm-hmm.
And this is just years of experience and just energy, world's magic, all this fun stuff. As an action, you make a single melee attack against a creature with extra anime power. A massive explosion would form
Yeah.
from the power of my convictions and
Makes sense.
monologues.
Yeah.
Like all my convictions and monologues combine into one strike, right? And every creature within a 40-foot radius
Mm-hmm.
from my target, excluding myself, they have to make a dexterity saving throw. And then DC is proficiency, strength, and and then the sphere spreads like around corners and everything.
Mm-hmm.
If it hits, the target takes damage. And they have to, if they get hit, then there's an explosion. So if they, they have disadvantage on the explosion part of it. Then the creature takes 20d6 fire damage
Mm-hmm.
and 20d6 bludgeoning damage on a failed
Yeah.
save,
Mm-hmm.
and half as much on a successful one.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I could do that once a turn.
Yeah,
It just says one action.
I did notice that it is just an action and
it's
is
just an action.
not
It's not a once per long
not
rest
once
or
per long
anything.
rest or anything. Yep,
You know what?
every
I'm willing,
round of initiative.
Yeah, I'm willing to, but this is like end game combat. You know what I mean? You're fighting
Right.
like a Tarask, you're fighting like an ancient white dragon.
For
So
sure.
it's kind of like, everybody's slinging fireballs anyway.
Right.
This kind of
Yeah.
balances it out, so that way it's just like I can also do something big and explosive, and not just like, oh, I'm a human fighter, I go up and I swing. This is
Mhm.
like, now I'm on the level of these wizards and these warlocks and
Sure.
clerics and
Yeah.
stuff. Um, and I also I got lucky, just in case, you never know. I did get the
Uh-huh.
lucky feat,
Yeah, I see that you
observant.
have
Yeah,
lucky, skill expert,
yeah.
observant, mobile, great
Mm-hmm.
weapon master, alert, and slasher.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now you might be going, hey, great weapon master, you said you're using a sword. Well, the sword is made out of like some sort of like meteorite. It's heavier than it looks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very heavy, and I have to use, like, like I have to like use two hands for some of these strikes.
Sure.
So there are times where if I decide to, I could great weapon master, take the penalty to do the extra damage.
Mm.
So it would either be 1d8 plus 1d8 or 1d10 plus 5, or 1d8 plus 15
Mm-hmm.
if I take that penalty, but then it's only a plus 6 to hit.
Yeah.
So I'm taking, a hit. I'm taking like it's harder to hit, but I can also hit for way more. I
Yeah.
do have advantage on most of my strikes, though. I do get 3 attacks, and then
Mm-hmm.
there is action surge. But
Yeah.
anyway, and you didn't give me a limit on items and stuff, so I got a ring of evasion,
Mm-hmm.
and a cape of the Mont Blanc, and that's only because, like, sometimes I got to get like behind the enemy, and it's kind of like they don't see me coming because I just like move real fast, so it's
Mm-hmm.
flavored more of like my speed. um but my AC is like 14. I'm so easy to kill.
Yeah, you
You know what I
do have
mean?
an AC of 14 and only
Yeah,
94 hit points.
yeah, I'm
Uh
very easy to kill.
yeah.
So this is like, it's one of those, yeah, you can hit hard, but it's like a glass cannon, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I do a lot of damage, but I can very easily be taken out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where, you got to give and take with things.
Yeah, absolutely.
um I don't see any issue with this.
No.
uh I just
if
rolled my
if
my
you if
ridiculously.
you want to play this, you want to send this in with your with the group, absolutely. I think this is a highly doable.
Yeah, I just rolled the ridiculously powerful. I rolled 145 damage.
Nice. Awesome.
So,
Love that.
but what's that against like an ancient red dragon?
Yeah, sure.
That's not really gonna do much.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I also speak in haikus. That's not on the character sheet. And also my passive insight is, I think, 25.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know. Doesn't that just mean that nobody can lie to me ever?
I mean, yeah, they'd have a hard time.
No, it's passive perception is passive perception is 23. It's 18 for insight.
Mhm.
So would you classify this as broken?
Yeah. Like, uh-huh.
But why though? What aspect of it is this is clearly like been developed through like experiences and
Yeah,
stuff,
absolutely.
but
It's
it does it
clearly
without the
gone through
game.
it's
It,
gone
it does
through
it without the game.
extensive
Like
play
it,
testing.
it puts it through. This is the most or second most added homebrew subclass on D&D Beyond. I just
I'm
clicked on
not shocked by
subclasses.
that.
I went to subclass, and then I just hit sort, and it was right up there, and I was like, well, damn, that's not what I was gonna do, but this is what I'm doing now.
Yep.
Now, for people that know, I did just describe the main character of Rurouni Kenshin, a very popular anime from my youth, and that has been recently released. Hunter doesn't watch anime, so he's like,
I don't, but
he
I
couldn't.
I do have an extensive knowledge of spells, and know that if I cast Power Word Kill, you do not have 100 hit points and thus will die.
I die.
Yep.
I die instantly. So, but yeah, you're right.
However, how many
yeah.
hit points of damage did you say you did on?
I did
when you rolled it?
145.
Awesome. So you will kill a lich with that hit.
That's hilarious.
So
Yeah,
the Lich on its first turn has to use power word kill on you to take you
immediately.
out of the battle. Otherwise, you will kill them on the first hit, and also everything within 40 feet of it will also
Correct.
be hit by that.
Yeah, around
So
corners.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
hmm
What's
So
funny is
yeah,
it's
you've made a very effective Lich Slayer.
but yeah, because he would be so unassuming. Like it's just like there's this normal human like in robes.
I strongly disagree. I feel like you would be the only character in the group who had colored hair.
Red hair?
It's
It's
you know, you know.
I don't know what you mean. What do you,
You can pick out the anime protagonist almost immediately
okay.
by either their hair
Yes.
or like their brightly colored clothes in a school that has clearly has a uniform, but they aren't wearing it for some reason.
And just Google Kenshin. Just type in the word Kenshin. You will see he's just wearing like a simple kimono and he's got red hair. Yeah, so the hair is red, sure, but like he's got a
Yes.
scar on his face. Like, otherwise he's not like he doesn't stand out that crazy.
Hey Junie, I'm looking
Hmm.
at a like the cover art that has like
Hmm.
this dude and two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight other characters on it.
Damn it, I know exactly what you're saying.
He's the
He's the only
only
he's the one with
character
red
with
hair.
red
Yes.
hair.
Yes. Okay. Yes. But it's just red hair. Like red hair in itself, in Japan where a lot of people have darker hair, it's like, okay, that's gonna stand out. So
Yes,
that's that. But it's not like Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it's like purple and yellow and sticking out and all this crazy, whatever.
sure, but
Um,
you know what I mean.
I know, I know.
You're
Well,
arguing. You're
the second you
arguing the
said they'll be able to see it.
specifics.
Yes, the second you said it, I was just like, he's like, I'm looking at a picture and it's him, and then I was like, damn, nobody else has red hair, do they? Nobody else has other color hair at all.
Like some of them have bluish hair, but it's like
That's just to.
it's clearly black hair that is like
It's supposed to be
bluish
black.
tint.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. There was so much more I was gonna do with him, like give him like a cloak of evasion,
so
and
stupid.
a ring of jumping, and boots of striding, and like sandal. Like I was gonna give him more stuff.
I will say some of the mechanics in there not horrible.
Not the
Like
worst.
it is not the most broken. It's not the most broken thing that I've seen. I think
That.
uh the ridiculously impractical ultimate attack is probably the the worst part
Hmm.
of it. The rest of it's not terrible. Like
Hmm.
I can play around that.
Yeah. Something I realized that I should have put on there, like a ring of spell turning
Mm,
or something to counteract that. Like I was gonna give him Mage Slayer,
hmm
but that does, like you're right. I was like, Power Word Kill would just
It
end
would take
him, and I
about
was like, would there
one shot.
anything he can do with the power of anime? Is there anything he could do to get around it? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if there's like I'd have to have a very specific like kit to kind of like resist it, because even Lucky, I can't re-roll his spell. Like it is what it is. Um I
hmm
guess I get if something power kill, does it just reduce you to 12 or does it kill you? I mean, does
Power.
it reduce you to 0 or kill you?
No, it's you die. Power word kill is you utter a word of power that compels one creature that you can see within range to die instantly. If the creature you choose has 100 hit points or fewer, it dies. Otherwise, the spell has no effect.
Would Death Ward or anything like that help you at all? Or like a parapat of like
Hmm.
one of those things where if you drop down, it pops you up, or no, because those things are usually
Most of those are usually like if you
death
hit 0
saves.
hit points,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
turn to this thing. Yeah.
That I guess it would be a semantics of, does my death mean I drop to 0 and pop
No,
this thing?
it kill
It's
like
dead, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
because you wouldn't be you're not dead when you are making death saving throws.
correct.
Yeah.
Mm.
But like realistically, uh like disintegrate has a strong chance of taking you out.
Hmm. See, it
Um
just sounds like that I'm balanced, because it's just like, yeah, I could do a lot of damage, but so I'm easy to kill. So as long as that, and he like my character likes to see other people shine and stuff. So it's kind of one of those things where it's not even the monologues and stuff like that, or that happens on his turn. So it's not going to be stealing the main character syndrome where it's like I'm trying to like coach other people, talk during other people's turns type things. It's kind of like I don't like to fight, but if I got to, I'm going to say why I don't like to fight and then hit you really, really, really hard, and then go about my day. I'm more of like I just want to sit back and watch.
Uh,
But
Death Ward specifically would protect you.
okay.
The you touch a creature and granted a measure of protection from death. The first time a target would drop to 0 hit points as a result of taking damage, the target instead drops to 1 hit point, and the spell ends. If the spell is still in effect when the target is subjected to an effect that would kill it instantly without dealing damage, that effect instead is negated against the target and the spell ends.
Mm,
So Death Ward for a 4th level spell, very
mhm.
powerful to be able to negate power word kill.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
That's very specific too.
Yeah, that
I
is a
don't think
very
there's
specific
I
situation.
don't know if there's an item specifically for Death Ward. I think that's I don't know if there is. Uh, so yeah, uh, I think Kenshin would be really cool in our what type of game was it again that we're playing that I'm bringing my samurai into? It's totally going to be appropriate for the setting, I'm sure. Uh, it's like a it's like a Western underground survival campaign, and it's just me in
Mm-hmm.
like wooden sandals and a kimono.
Mm-hmm.
I'm perfectly balanced, that I am. That's how he talks. He says that I am, and he does like a lot of third persons at the end of his sentences. He's very friendly. It's lovable.
Oh man. That's bonkers.
Yeah. So
Um
yeah.
yeah.
So that's what I call Broken Volume One. Uh, and I think
Yeah, we can
we can
revisit.
call we can yeah we'll revisit this.
I would love to do a an episode and talk about spells that shouldn't be cast together.
Mm,
Or like combinations of moves and abilities and stuff that
okay,
shouldn't go together.
I like that.
Yeah, there's some very fun nonsense you can get up to if you like combine things.
All right, I'm looking
But
forward to that. I like
yeah.
that.
Okay. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for being here. We will be back on Friday for the continuation of our monster rankings series. Let's see. Do we want to call out a monster type that we're gonna do? Just a
Uh, uh
little tease for
yeah.
Friday.
Do you want to do the third one we had like locked, or do you want
Let's
to
save
like?
that one.
Yeah, that's fair with me. I'm fine with that. I was gonna say, because we discovered surprisingly that we ran a little long with our last one.
Y'all, we are an
Um,
hour-long show. We went to almost 3 hours
it
talking
was it
about
was it was
elementals.
over. It was two. It wasn't three, was it?
It wasn't fully 3, but like it was
It was way more than two.
close enough that I felt comfortable saying it. It was 2 hours and 49 minutes.
Oh my god. Um, you know what's funny? One, two, three, four, five, six. There's only six celestials in basic rules.
Okay. You want to do celestials?
There's celestials.
How many fiends are there? Because if
Oh
we're going to
god,
do
I'm sure.
celestials, we should do celestials and then the next episode should be fiends.
Let me see. I feel like there's gonna be way more fiends. Oh god, yeah. There's 2 pages of fiends. That's gonna be a big
That's
one.
absurd. We'll
Um,
choose our favorites.
that
We'll
that's that.
we'll probably have less strong feelings on fiends. We can probably tackle all.
Fae are one, two, three, four, five, six. That's funny, and I think that's
I'm
only
down for
because
Fae. It's been
I
a
think
bit
that's
since we
just
talked about
because
Fae.
I think that's just because it's basic rules. So I
Hmm.
bet Fae gets introduced a lot in like the like expansions and such.
Hmm.
But yeah, there's a few Fae, not that many. Oh, this is the one I'm curious about because this one I can see us having varying opinions on. Uh oh. I think this one's gonna be comparable to our last one, Giants. There's not more as many as Fiends, but there's still
I
uh
Yeah,
That's still a fair amount.
there's a good number. Uh,
You okay?
In my brain, each
Mm-hmm.
monster type that you list, I'm like, yeah, I don't have strong feelings about that
Right.
one.
Mm-hmm.
But then we did spend almost 3 hours talking about elementals, which are
Mm-hmm.
arguably the like we talked about the same elementals over and over again,
Yep, we
basically.
did. Mm-hmm. There's only 4 oozes.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
Ziz.
Yeah. Get real drippy with it.
Get real
And
drippy with
get
it.
real drippy with it. Yeah, I know what I said. Uh,
Oh
there's a
man,
lot of undead. Why do I feel like this is? Oh God. Oh, beasts. Yeah, we can't do beasts. We have to
Beast is
beasts
just
because
ranking our favorite animals.
yeah, then it becomes just like animals.
Yeah.
I guess we'd have to pick our favorites of out of like this is one that's not a bat or a cat. Um,
What about monstrosities?
you know something? Why didn't I? Where? Oh, there you are. I was about to say. I was like, I didn't see it. It should be there. Uh, yeah, like 2 pages.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So some of them we're gonna have to divide up into two.
Yeah,
Let's do one of the ones that were not like one of the small ones. You said Celestials, Phase, and Oozes had
like
short lists.
4. Yeah. What did I see on constructs were a not crazy amount.
Yeah.
So construct was
Let's
like
do
a
a short
medium.
let's do a short one.
Okay.
Anybody in the chat, Celestials, Oozes, and Fae. Which one are you thinking?
Hmm.
Chime off, and we will go with that one. Um, Otherwise, while we're waiting on that, for this week, everybody, remember to if something is broken, that doesn't mean that it is unable to be used. It means that you have to find a good reason for it to be there. Uh, Two, if you're making a character and your GM gives you the opportunity to make it broken, break it for roleplay reasons. Don't break it for like mechanics. And three, if you are making a new character this week, choose something that just has no reason to be a part of your character, and give it to them as just a quirk, of like, yeah, this character super into like giant weaponry, and they're like, you're playing a sorcerer, and you're like, yeah, but he loves battle axes. uh
Embrace random table generators. Like
Random
embrace
table
the tables.
generators are fantastic.
You know what? You don't even have to go so far as like find a generator. Like even sometimes if you're doing D&D Beyond or like
Hmm.
Morkborg or something like that, they have these tables and you're just like, I don't want to be pigeonholed into like something specific.
Hmm.
You'd be surprised how, all right, it says I blank, but then you can interpret it a different way that's
Sure.
like, oh, I can lean into that, or you're like, you know what, this is more fun than I thought.
Hmm.
So like it is so important to go like, I'm gonna give them something random that you didn't intend, and then that end up being your favorite thing. So the obsessed with giant weaponry thing,
Yep.
oh, maybe they do fight with daggers and stuff like
Hmm.
that, but oh boy, do they like giant claymores.
They
Like
just
they just think they're
collect
so
them.
freaking cool,
Yeah,
man.
they can't
Like that
use
that's a
it.
fun thing to think about right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's I can't emphasize that one a lot. That one's so good. Just put it in
Figure
there.
find the things that are going to make your characters just a little bit weird,
Mm-hmm.
and roll with them. C17R in the chat and Rosie both sounded off for Celestials. So let's do Celestials on Friday, and we'll break those down. That is one that I don't feel like I play. I don't put enough Celestials in my games.
Mm.
So I'm excited to see what those ones actually look like.
I've used
Um,
4 of these. I've used 4 of these. One, two, three, four. I have 6. I've used 4 of these things in my games
awesome.
in some way, shape, or form. So
I'm excited. Okay,
yeah.
we will be back on Friday, everybody. Until then, have a great week. Embrace the nonsense, and we'll see you then. Bye.